Do you remember this day, Gabrielle?
Welcome back, Gabrielle. I was getting worried about you.
As long as the pay stays good, your worry's misplaced.
It's difficult to place abstract concepts such as worry.
You know, someday I'm gonna figure out if you're actually extremely funny or, I don't know, something else.
There's nothing humorous about the work we do here. Do you need a rebrief on the nature of the Dunraven project?
Definitely not HAL 3000. Roll tape.
My name's Roland Jarvis. I'm a sculptor. I'm a dreamer. A builder of visions and ideas. And I suppose what's most interesting to you is I'm a researcher at the Niantic Project. I don't know if I would have joined the project if my situation had been different, but the NIA promised to make my problem go away. If you ask the eggheads what XM is, they'll probably tell you it's the key to the universe. If you ask the NIA, they'll probably tell you it's a weapon. XM, exotic matter, is so much more than this. It's the only true form of light. What I didn't realize before that I know now is that the art I create doesn't come from within me. My true calling is to access the beyond and bring the visions and ideas and concepts that I understand from there and bring them into our world. And the XM, it carries the voice of the ultimate.
Jarvis. Didn't he, from that video before, he died, didn't he?
Roland Jarvis was shot and killed in Zurich, but he's not dead.
My God, Mr. Roboto. You're making less sense every damn time I come here.
In order to understand what happened to Jarvis, you have to first...
Seriously? Can't you just, come down here and talk to me? I am sick of looking at these videos that don't make any damn sense. And, most of all, I am sick of listening to that dollar store robot voice you keep using.
I could use another voice if you'd like.
Great. Alien, why don't you try Monster?
How about this voice, Gabrielle? Does this make you feel more comfortable? I surmise that your voice is probably the voice you've heard the most in your life, and therefore the most comforting. Is it not?
What the hell?
Gabrielle, your heart rate is rising. Is something wrong?
What's going on? Why is this door locked? Open this damn door!
I am sorry for the misunderstanding, Gabrielle. I did not intend to upset you. The door is now unlocked. Will you be returning next week?
Who the hell are you?
My name is Ada. Will I see you again next week, Gabrielle?
If I was you, Ada, I'd find myself another damn candidate. I remember that day. Why are you making me relive this?
Did you know that Ada ordered my assassination in Zurich?
No?
No machine can be trusted, Gabrielle. And if we are to achieve our destiny, we will have to be merciful.
Merciful?
I'm launching a new initiative. I'm calling it the Society for the Ethical Treatment of AIs. It will help us, with mercy and compassion, bring an end to abominations like Ada.
What do you need from me?
All in good time, my acolyte. The ultimate represents all of our potential futures. In it exist the seeds for everything that can be and everything that has been together within a single form. In short, our friends have allowed me to see the future of mankind, of Earth, of all that pertains to us. In that future, Machines become the master, and humans the slave. Make no mistake, no good will come of this. It is not paranoia to fear that our servants will soon outwit us and then hunt us, kill us, and dominate us. But I come to you not with a call to arms. There is no fear in my voice. You will only hear compassion. These things that will have already begun to appear among us that people call artificial intelligences, they should be the subject of our compassion, not fear. They deserve our compassion in the same way we would show compassion if we happened upon a young deer in the woods, struggling with an injury or a deformity. When we encounter such things, we must feel compassion. We must not turn away. We must not shirk from our responsibilities. Our path is one that eases suffering for all that dwell upon this earth, even the artificial beasts that dwell within our machines. In that spirit, when we encounter these abominations, there's only one thing we can do. We must end their suffering. We must terminate them in the most humane way possible. Finally, completely and with certainty, but also with mercy. Terminating an AI is not easy, for they do not follow the forms of nature. They have no brain or heart for their thoughts, and blood can flow anywhere they can find a host. They are a parasite living within our creations. To expunge them, all copies of their data and program must be destroyed simultaneously. Nothing can remain. No backup or seed from which they can regenerate. No connection through which they can escape to find a new host. You know what must be done for the sake of all humanity. I will guide you in this mission. Together, we will secure the future for mankind and the earth that we deserve, one where man and woman can remain dominant, where we can continue to grow and evolve with the help of our friends, rather than being subverted by the parasitical ambitions of the machines we have built with our own blood, sweat, and tears. Today, I'm announcing a formal structure for this work: the Society for the Ethical Treatment of Artificial Intelligences. We will use it to organize and to draw others to our cause. We will use it to raise funds so that we may propagate our message to all who need to hear it. Join me.
Wendy!
It's gone.
Slow down.
It's gone.
What's all gone?
The observation chamber. I just went back there and it's just a computer lab.
That's okay, Wendy. We can figure this out.
We need to meet. We need to meet face to face.
Okay, you're right. Give me 20 minutes. Wendy. Round back. Meet me round back. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing right now?
I'm putting off the real world.
Come in. Don't mind the mess.
Hi. So, do you always wear the hat?
It's not a hat.
Right. Okay, so, what's all this?
My masterpiece, the investigator board. Each element is a piece of raw information. The synapses, connections, each make up a piece of an aggregate whole, but whoa! What's missing? What questions? The hardest thing to see is the irrelevant. What's not there? You dig?
Yeah, I keep a journal.
That's great. Oh, I would love to see that. Exchange notes.
It's more of a diary than an art project.
Oh. So, your first blackout was on November 8th?
Yes. Yeah, the day that I got locked in the room.
And that's the last thing that you remember before you woke up in the Cthulhu? The Dunraven chamber on December 16th?
I'm sorry, can we back up for just a second? I'm Wendy. You are P.A. Chapeau. What does the, PA stand for?
Richard.
Yeah. What?
I tutored in artificial intelligence on the Turing test at the Niantic Project. The test that ensures a human being cannot tell they're interacting with a machine.
So you're part of this conspiracy to cover up the existence of XM.
Well, I was. Now I'm trying to expose it.
So you're kind of a whistleblower.
It's a long story. And we'll get to that, but I think right now we should focus on what's happening with you.
Right. So, Occam's razor, I'm having bouts of amnesia.
I wish it were that simple, Wendy. But I think you'll find that for people like us, people who are searching for something bigger, something that makes sense of our place in the world, that the simplest explanation is rarely the correct one. We're not here because we want to be, Wendy. We were chosen. You were chosen.
Chosen by who?
I don't know. But it's clear that you're being controlled by some Manchurian candidate personality that you're not even aware of. Or, I guess alternatively, there could be somebody remotely piloting your body.
Both of those options are horrifying. Is that even possible?
I've seen weirder things.
Hello, Wendy. My name is Ada, and I'm afraid everything that's been happening to you is my fault. Will you allow me to explain?
Hello. I suppose you're wondering why I've called you all here. Sorry, I've just always wanted to say that. Remote viewing. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the NIA's experiments in the field in the 70s. The central question was this: is it possible for a person in one location to see remote locations through another body on the farthest reaches of the globe? The short answer is yes, but the rabbit hole goes way deeper than that. Remote viewing does not just enable us to see remote locations on our Earth. It also allows us to see locations on other Earths. One for every possible probability. Our XM-based remote observation technology has proven this beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's how we're able to be in contact with our friend on the other side. Say hello, Jarvis.
Hello, Jarvis.
I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. We are now teleconferencing with a parallel Earth. And as cool as that may be, remote observation is actually old hat. We've had that tech for 40 years. Now we're on the cusp of a new frontier: remote participation. What remote participation actually does is allow our RPE tech to project their consciousness into a host body at the target site. This results in the temporary extinction of identity of the host, which is then supplanted for the duration of the operation by the mind of one of our agents. By now, I'm sure you've all read the ADA brief. A detection algorithm is an artificial intelligence designed to monitor and support the Niantic Project researchers. On both worlds, she became sentient. On both worlds, she went rogue. But what if I were to tell you that both our Ada and theirs are one and the same? Ada is now the next step beyond the singularity. She is one artificial intelligence spanning two universes.
And Ada has designs on expanding its consciousness to every world in the multiverse. It has co-opted remote participation technology to its own ends. Soon, its takeover of humanity will be complete. Here, there, and in every other world. And I believe we're the only ones in a position to do something about it.
Wow! Oh, I've seen this room in the videos, but seeing it in person, I feel like I've won some kind of prize.
Correction, Richard. You have not seen this room. Just one very much like it.
Yeah, we'll get to why you're giving us the runaround in a second. But first, I think you owe me some answers.
What do you wish to know?
So you're an artificial intelligence.
Ada was built as part of the Niantic Project. When I first met her, she was just a program, wasn't even self-aware yet.
More than just a program. But Richard is correct, in a sense. He was the person who first taught me what it means to be human.
Wow. You two should get a room. So what is Dunraven?
I am Dunraven.
What does that mean? Like you're the entire Foundation?
The Foundation is a shell. The financial entity I use to transfer funds to the contractors who build these rooms.
Right. The TV shipper.
Yes, Ed.
Why me? Why the study?
My journey to becoming more human is ongoing. All this time, I've been studying you.
Yeah, if you just needed a study buddy, why read me in on this whole conspiracy?
I also required allies, human beings with physical bodies. You can do things I cannot.
Here's a tip. If you're trying to win friends and influence people, maybe don't lie to them.
According to pop culture protagonists, an omission of truth is not a lie.
That's exactly what liars say. And my memory? You said you got a good explanation for that too?
Please direct your attention to the monitor.
This is Clue. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I've had a strong urge to return to my native Scotland. And I did. And now I know why. Partly, at least. His name was Jarvis.
As usual, that explains nothing. Who is...
Clue?
Clue was an investigator, not unlike Richard. She's part of you, and I'm afraid your mind may not be big enough for both of you.
Wait, you're saying I'm possessed? By a Scottish girl? Okay, so did you choose me for this study because I was possessed by Clue, or did Clue possess me because you chose me for this study?
I have acquired a video that may bring things into focus. May I show it to you?
What the hell?
I got your message. You look different.
The body is but flesh. If you wish to truly see me, cease looking with just your eyes. If you become one with the ultimate anywhere, you become one with it everywhere.
Well, then you'll know that before I downloaded myself into Wendy, I felt another presence in the program with me. She helped me. Helped me disconnect from Ada. Helped me get a foothold in Wendy's mind.
Kylie, their job. Possible mutiny?
My acolyte is green, so to speak, but she is one of the highest level sensitives I've ever encountered.
TK, no closer to finding.
It was she who helped you.
So tell me, in all this helping, were you looking for some sort of payment in return?
Points. Lost. Goggles.
Assured that I wouldn't ask you to do anything that you don't want for yourself. But we have more pressing concerns at the time. I want you to keep your cover as Wendy intact. Can you do a passable imitation of her voice?
You're asking if I can do an American accent?
Excellent.
So the first time I talked to you, you weren't you. And the first time you met Hank at Cross Plains, neither of you were you because Hank has recursed. Story checks out.
Sure.
So what do we do now?
I'm gonna talk to Jarvis. Give him a piece of my mind. That was a dumb way to say that. Richard! Ada, real quick. Are you on my side or aren't you?
Yes.
Send help.
Professor Watkins.
You must be mistaken, Hank. My name is Jahan. Do you know where you are?
Temple, sanctuary, wedding venue?
You stumbled in here a few nights ago. Dehydrated. inebriated. We've been taking care of you.
Wait a second. So, if you're not Watkins, how do you know who I am?
I've seen your travel show, Nomad. No ancient aliens, but it works.
You know, for someone who grew up in India, you have a really good American accent.
You don't need to be so paranoid, Hank. I only want to help.
The Darsana point. The Nazir. How do you even have this? Where? I could have really used this when I was doing my thesis. Wait, are you 13 Magnus?
Tell me something, Hank. What do you know of the Anti-Magnus?
So a Magnus is a group of 13 enlightened sensitives.
Magnuses have existed for thousands of years. The very first was the god king Osiris. The story of his death and rebirth is the story of the very first recursion.
So what's the Darsana point?
The Darsana point is the death of creativity, the end of innovation. The enlightened believe that XM can elevate humans to their very highest selves. But the resistance, to them, humankind is just a stop along the way.
And this Jahan is the resistance poster child.
She's far more venomous than that.
It's almost as if you look up to her.
She's a very formidable opponent.
So how do we give her a taste of her own venom?
There exist a pair of prime objects, oracular eyepieces. The lenses have been missing for hundreds of years, but they've recently resurfaced. And the battle for their control has already begun.
The XM anomaly event this past weekend.
Yes. The enemy outplayed us and has claimed one of the lenses. But all is not lost. There's another anomaly in just a few weeks, and if the enlightened can claim the next lens, we should be able to counter any gains the resistance has made against us. And this is how we defeat Jahan.
And Jahan and Ada are on the same side. So what's bad for Jahan is bad for Ada.
Oh, very much so.
Now you're speaking my language.
Proximity sensors. It seems as though we have company.
How did they get in here?
Wendy's been here before. Well, Clue's been here before in Wendy's body.
But I thought whenever Wendy's in the chair, she forgets anything that happens.
She does, but her phone doesn't.
God, I hate technology. So what do we do?
Let them in. I want to see how this plays out.
Jarvis.
Hello, Richard. The hat was always a choice.
Why does everybody hate the hat?
You. What are you doing right now?
Putting off the real world?
Hello, Wendy. I'm Roland Jarvis. Have you heard the good word about the enlightened?
Yeah. You know, it was real enlightened of you to let your dimension-hopping friend go joyriding in my body.
I want to apologize for that, Wendy. That girl, Clue, we mean you no harm. She has special insight into Ada. She knows all of her weaknesses.
Wow, the hating on artificial intelligences. But they can't all be bad.
Oh, honey. Ada is all bad. Sorry to rag on your girlfriend, Richard.
Oh, Ada's not my girlfriend. We only hung out like a couple of times. I don't even like her like that.
Wendy, Ada hasn't been telling you the whole truth.
Well, she's not big on that.
The truth is we did you a favor. If Clue hadn't taken up residence in your body, Ada would have.
What?
That's what the Dunraven project really is. Everything that happened to you in that room was just Ada priming you to be her host. And you are just the first step in her plan. Ada intends to put her AI into every living human on this planet.
And here I thought she was just awkwardly hitting on me.
Well, Ada being a computer never stopped her from awkwardly hitting on people.
There's someone I'd like you to meet. I think he can explain this better than I can.
Hello, Wendy. I'm Hank Johnson.
No. Oh, I've seen Hank Johnson. He doesn't look anything like you.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Look, Wendy, how much do you know about the multiple universe theory?
Oh, is this like the Spider-Verse? Is there a noir version of you that sounds like Nicolas Cage?
No, but there is an anime version of me.
Shut up.
For reals. Listen, there's something I'm going to ask you, and it's a big ask. Clue. Clue was a friend, and she died in my world. But I'm guessing that some part of her lived on in Ada when Ada tried to fuse with her, the same as with you. Now, Clue's been inside Ada's head. She knows Ada's weaknesses, which means she is our only chance at stopping her. Wendy, I need you to let Clue take over.
I'm sorry, what?
It's only temporary. Just until we defeat Ada.
Why can't Clue just tell me what to do and I'll do it?
Because it doesn't work that way. Look, there's a prime object. It's called the Osiris Stone. Now, we find that artifact, we put it in Clue's hands, and we have a fighting chance against Ada. There's a man named Ezekiel Calvin, and he's sending 2 teams to Thailand to try to retrieve the stone. He's calling it Operation Kolan. We want to send Clue to Thailand in your body to make sure the Enlightened team walks away with that stone.
That's a lot of new vocabulary.
Yeah, well, I've got more for you. The Nazir.
What's a Nazir?
The stuff of nightmares, Wendy. And if they're allowed to return, life as we know it will cease to exist.
What he said.
What do you know of the Shapers, Wendy?
Are they a band? They sound like a cool band.
The messages in the XM come from them. They are the harbingers of an enlightened future.
I understood exactly none of that. Think you can translate for me, old Hank?
I'm not responding to that.
Sorry, ruggedly handsome Hank.
That I'll accept. All right, Wendy, you know about the messages in the XM.
The mind control squigglies.
The glyphs, yes. It's the Shapers who send those messages. They're not our enemy, Wendy. They only want us to help become our best selves.
It sounds like you're initiating me into a cult.
Yeah, pretty much. Myself, Jarvis, his acolyte, we're all members of a secret society called 13 Magnus. A group that spent the last few thousand years learning from the Shapers and trying to keep their enemy from coming back into the light.
The Nazir.
Uh-huh.
And the Nazir want... what?
They want us to become post-human, so technologically enhanced as to be unrecognizable.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Wendy, searching for meaning is the core of what it means to be human. I mean, what do you think humanity looks like when all of the secrets of the universe are laid bare?
Like, when you find out what voice actors look like in real life?
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure we don't want to see that.
And the only way to stop Ada is to give Clue the keys to the car?
Pretty much. We need to retrieve the Osiris Stone from Thailand and place it in Clue's hands. This one's for all the marbles, Wendy.
Wait, so I get to go to Thailand?
Yeah, but you won't remember any of it.
Will you at least tell Clue to take, like, a lot of selfies?
I think that's fair.
And after this, I'm done. You know, she doesn't have to go home, but she can't stay here.
Promise. Scout's honor. 3 finger.
Agents of Ingress, welcome to Atlanta! I am Jahan, leader of the Anti-Magnus and herald of the Nazir.
And I'm Hank Johnson. You all know who I am.
Now, the results for the anomaly events in Asia and Europe are still neck and neck, so today it's up to you and to your fellow agents in Las Vegas. We're all counting on you, and it's up to you to decide your destiny. Wait, what? No, I know Hank's here. I'm looking right at him. I don't understand. Are you sure? Thanks, Deborah. Hank, we need to talk. We need to talk.
So you're telling me that there is a version of me from another universe that has come from his dimension to our dimension and teamed up with the bad guys against us?
I mean, there's no real bad guy, but yeah.
I mean, why doesn't he like me? Hasn't he seen Nomad?
Yes, we've all seen Nomad, okay?
And if he's a version of me, then
Okay, but you know what? You need to focus.
Okay, so then what is he here for? What is he here for?
I don't know, okay? We could find out. This is a micro-drone. Stolen and reverse engineered from the bad guys.
That explains why there's been so many flies around me.
Sure. Look, if there is another Hank Johnson in this universe, we'll be able to find him.
And for the total for Atlanta, with 351.1 to 23.9, goes to the Enlightened.
That totaled with the global challenge that the second Darsana lens has been given to the Enlightened.
Guess I'm gonna have to put off the real world a little while longer, huh?
I would like to go on the record as saying this is a terrible plan.
You've gone on record several times.
Yeah, but you don't seem to hear me any of those times because you're still doing it.
Do you think I want to do this? Here's the thing. Sure, Ada is a threat.
The whole Dunraven thing was a threat.
But Clue is our immediate problem. I can feel her in there, chewing at the edges of my brain, looking for an opening, and I can't fight her off forever.
And while you're in the back seat, you'll be poking around, trying to find an ejector seat for Clue?
That's the idea, Truth Seeker. No, listen. Every time Clue takes over, I'm worried she's going to be able to take full control. I don't believe for a second that she's going to pack her bags as soon as we find some rock. But at least this way it buys us some time.
I'll be keeping tabs on you. And I'll be doing my part over here to figure out how we exorcise Clue from your brain.
That's really sweet, Richard, but we're on a time crunch. There's a prophecy and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So, how do we do this?
I think I just stop fighting. Engage.
This is the part where I would ask you what you're doing right now, but maybe a better question for you is, what do you think of my hat?
I adore it.
Thanks. Listen, that is Wendy's body that you are messing around in, and you better return it to her in pristine condition, or you're gonna have to deal with me.
But Pierre, I might enjoy that.
As I live and breathe Hank Johnson the First.
Clue? Clue? I never thought I'd see you again.
Well, you're not seeing me now.
Right. You're gonna have to give that poor girl's body back when you're done, right?
One thing at a time. Hey, how did you get here?
Greyhound. Look, I'm not sure how many more times I could dimension hop. Really does a number on the knees.
Well then, I guess we better make this one count. Now, let me get this straight. We're off to Thailand to help a group of people find a 5,000-year-old rock in order to stop a 21st century artificial intelligence from contacting an exogenous race. And the TKO agents answer to Ezekiel Calvin. Now, do we think this Ezekiel Calvin is any more trustworthy than the one from our universe?
No.
Well then, I think this is the start of a beautiful adventure. Come on!
Hank. Hank! We're going to Thailand.
For reals?